The loneliest place in the world is not an empty house. It's lying beside someone who stopped loving you, but never left. There is a special kind of silence that lives inside a broken marriage. It doesn't shout. It doesn't slam doors. It doesn't announce itself. It slowly erases you. From the outside, their marriage looked beautiful. Wedding photos framed on the wall, smiles at family gatherings, compliments from friends who said, "You two are lucky." And maybe they were once. But distance doesn't always arrive like a storm. Sometimes it settles in like dust, quiet, unnoticed, and everywhere. At first, it was small things. He came home and spoke less. He listened, but didn't really hear. He lay beside her at night, his face glowing from the light of his phone. She told herself it was stress, work pressure, life happening, because it's easier to excuse someone than to admit you are losing them. They still shared a bed, still shared meals, still shared responsibilities, but they no longer shared presence. She would talk about her day. He would nod without looking up. She would laugh. He wouldn't notice. She would reach for him. He would turn slightly, not enough to hurt, but enough to remind her she was reaching alone, and slowly she began adjusting herself. She spoke softer. She expected less. She needed less. Not because she stopped caring, but because caring alone is exhausting. The real breaking point wasn't dramatic. There was no shouting, no betrayal discovered, no explosive argument, just a moment. One afternoon, she walked into the house with excitement in her eyes. She had been promoted, a goal she had worked toward quietly for years. She imagined celebration, maybe pride, maybe an embrace. He glanced up briefly and said, "That's good," then returned to his screen, and something inside her shifted, not loudly, not violently, just quietly. She realized she wasn't being mistreated. She was being overlooked, and being overlooked by the person you married does something to your spirit. That night, she stood in front of the mirror longer than usual. No tears, just silence. She studied her own reflection and wondered, when did I start disappearing? Her eyes looked tired, not from work, not from responsibility, from trying to hold conversations, trying to feel wanted, trying to convince herself that this was normal. But love should not make you feel small. Love should not feel like competing with a screen, or shrinking your joy so someone else isn't inconvenienced by it. Her fingers slowly twisted her wedding ring. It once felt like promise. Now it felt like pressure. A ring can symbolize commitment, but it cannot force connection. It cannot create effort. It cannot bring warmth into a cold space. And sometimes staying loyal to a title means betraying yourself. The decision didn't happen in one night. It formed in quiet realizations, in repeated disappointments, in moments where she felt invisible in her own home. Leaving wasn't loud. There were no accusations, no dramatic exit, just a suitcase, a steady breath, and one last look around the house that once felt like a future. She didn't leave because she hated him. She left because she could no longer ignore herself. The door closed softly behind her, and for a moment, there was silence. But this silence felt different. It didn't feel heavy. It felt honest. In her new space, the air felt lighter. There was no tension waiting in the room, no quiet competition for attention, no invisible wall in the bed beside her. She sat by the window one morning, sunlight resting gently on her face. She closed her eyes, and for the first time in years, she exhaled fully, not out of frustration, not out of exhaustion, but out of peace. Months later, someone asked her, "Wasn't it hard to be alone?" She smiled, not bitterly, not angrily, just calmly. "I was alone in that marriage," she said. "This is freedom. Because sometimes the bravest thing you can do is choose yourself quietly. Sometimes strength is not staying, it's walking away with dignity, and sometimes it's better to be alone in peace than married to fake love."